question is Manny Pacquiao too old to be considered an elite fighter? That's the question that everybody is asking, okay? People talk about the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia, all right? A lot of people say that Mikey Garcia doesn't deserve a shot, because he goes from one title fight to another title fight to another title fight. Is Mikey Garcia check chasing? Yes, Mikey Garcia is check chasing. At this point in his career, it's not hard to tell that Mikey Garcia is all about the bag. At some point in your career, there's nothing wrong with that, especially as you're exiting. You look to make the most money upon your way out. Hence, this is why we see Manny Pacquiao back in the sport of boxing. So now the question still remains, is Manny Pacquiao still considered an elite fighter at the 145, 147 pound division? And the question to that is actually yes and no. Because as I stated before, truthfully, somebody like Manny Pacquiao should not be fighting. Okay? I pointed out before that Manny Pacquiao is fighting, obviously, because he has money issues. Because I don't see nobody like Manny Pacquiao going back to fight all these young lions. I don't see nobody like Manny Pacquiao willing to sign under the PBC banners out of all banners to sign under. You know what I'm saying? To basically be up under Mayweather. So it's obvious that there's a dire need for some cash flow, which ain't nothing wrong with it. Many fighters make money and come back once they run out of money. And I said that in another video with Adrian Broner. I said that again with Marcus Madonna. You can even look at Charles Martin now. You want to know why you see Charles Martin on the scene right now? Because that money is gone. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about these boxers. They act like you can't point the shit out, but you can, So, once again, the question still remains. Is Manny Pacquiao still an elite fighter? And I would say, no. Manny Pacquiao needs to retire, okay? The yes part of me about saying yes is Manny Pacquiao can still be an elite fighter on a lower level. But on a higher level, no. Why do I say that? You got to look at it like this, and you got to be honest with yourself. Ryan Garcia is just up and coming, right? You know what I'm saying? He just got out of prospect status into, somewhat of a contender. To tell you the truth, he's still in prospect status, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not hard to tell where he's going to go. When you got somebody as young and as green as Ryan Garcia calling out Manny Pacquiao, it's a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I've always say it's a problem when elite fighters and prospects be calling out the same people. It's a problem when Triple G and Jamal Charlo want to fight the same opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a problem. Like, elite fighters should not be calling out the same competition that prospects and stuff be calling out. So at that weight level, no, he's not. And he needs to retire. Now, while we're at it and we're on this subject, we're going to bust down what I like to call the 10 Fanboy Commandments. Okay? You won't get all 10 today. So far, you only got one, and I'm going to add the second installment to that. Okay? Now, people say that Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao, some people say that it's a pretty decent fight. I'm going to tell you why I say I think it's a decent fight. Because it's a fight that Manny Pacquiao can win. It's a good exiting fight. And it's a good little money fight because of Mikey Garcia and the fan base. And that's more evenly matched to me than a Manny Pacquiao going to fight a Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's more evenly matched. Now, where one of the Fanboy Commandments come into play is this. Okay, you have Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. You have Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. Both these fights have been talked about. You know what I'm saying? And nobody minds Pacquiao leaning either way. If he leans towards Mikey Garcia, it's does Mikey Garcia deserve another title shot after just having one? You know what I'm saying? But I've already spoke on if somebody deserves a shot stuff. Okay. And then you have Errol Spence, who just come off a car crash. and people like, okay, now Manny Pacquiao wants to fight him. But either way, they're not having a problem with him going either way. But like I said, I suggest the Mikey Garcia route because it's the best, it's the safe, and it's the most. For the same reason Errol Spence fought Mikey Garcia is the same reason why Manny Pacquiao can fight Mikey Garcia, because of the fan base. They know it's a good matchup. Now, I don't know how Filipino and Mexican matches turn out, you know what I'm saying, as far as the rivalry, because we know boxing is sold off rivalry. I don't know how much that, I don't even know how that goes. I don't even know if it's a rivalry even there, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, the Mexicans still support their own, you know what I'm saying? So that's still a good thing. Now, this is the issue. Nobody has a problem with him fighting Mikey Garcia, other than Mikey Garcia is getting too many freebies. Nobody got a problem with him fighting Errol Spence. But when you bring up Terrence Crawford, what do people say? Manny Pacquiao is too old. Once again, I'm going to prove to you that this is the fanboy excuse. Manny Pacquiao is too old. Like I said before, if Manny Pacquiao is too old, he needs to retire. Like I said, I understand why he's back in the game. He broke. He need money. That's understandable. I get that. But if you're concerned about a fighter's age and you're making up excuses, this is the fight game. Okay? There's no excuses in the fight game. You know what I'm saying? When you step in that ring, you're supposed to be ready to fight. Nobody should be talking about your age and whatnot. None of that stuff. If that stuff comes into play, if your age has to come into play, guess what? It's time to retire. That's just how it is. But let me get to my point. Now, people ain't got no problem with him fighting Mike Garcia other than he's getting all these shots, right? This is my thing. This is how old Mikey Garcia is. And this is how old Terrence Crawford is. Mikey Garcia and Terrence Crawford are the same age. So what I'm saying is this. If Manny Pacquiao is too old to be fighting a Terrence Crawford, he's too old to be fighting a Mikey Garcia. Easy, simple. All right. So let that be fanboy commandment number 2. The first one is he don't deserve a shot. The second one is my fighter is too old. Put those in the books because as time go on, I'm going to fill in all the 10 fanboy commandments. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. It doesn't make no sense. Mikey Garcia and Terrence Crawford are the same age. If he's too old for Terrence Crawford, he's too old for Mikey Garcia. And if he's too old for Mikey Garcia, he's definitely too old for Errol Spence because Errol Spence younger than both of them. See what I'm talking about here? You see how you catch these guys? You know what I'm saying? Now, let me give you another example of fanboys using excuses when it best served them. All right? Everybody will sit up here and talk about a Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather fight for the third time. Keep in mind, they just said Manny Pacquiao was too old to be fighting a Terrence Bud Crawford, right? But you notice how they never take into consideration that Floyd Mayweather is older than Manny Pacquiao, and not once have they ever said Floyd is too old to be fighting this person. Floyd is too old to be fighting this person. Floyd is out of his prime. Have you ever heard anybody mention Floyd being out of his prime or being too old to fight somebody? Never. Like I said, if they can get Floyd Mayweather in the ring at 60 and beat him, they'll take it. This is how these people operate. They'll take it. And let me show you how much that age thing doesn't matter. People are still talking about Canelo Alvarez fighting Floyd, right? Again. For a second. Once again, let's think about it for a second. Nobody's talking about Canelo. You still young as hell. Of course you should be able to beat an old-ass Floyd Mayweather who's been retired and out of the ring for I don't know how many years now. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you should be able to beat him. But nobody's talking about this guy is too old or he's too past his prime or you won't get the credit. You see how none of that shit exists when it comes to certain people? But when it comes to some people is too old and some people can't be old enough. If anything, it speaks on the testament of how great this man was, because as you can see with Triple G and as you can see with Vasily Lomachenko, not everybody can age and still be elite like Floyd. So that's another level that he's better than these people. These people can't age like him and still be elite fighters. Triple G has aged way before his time. He's slowing down right now. Lomachenko is slowing down right now. The only one that can say that they're up there with him is a Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao in the Floyd is the only one who's aging gracefully in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a Bernard Hopkins. But as far as that, can't nobody get up in age like him and still do what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Him or Manny for that matter. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show fanboy excuses. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it's about. Now, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, I believe Manny Pacquiao should retire, and he should retire fighting Mikey Garcia. It's a safe way out. It's a good lucrative way out. And it's a good vigor. It's a good exiting fight. And it's a fight that he can win. And Mikey Garcia don't crack that hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's best for him. You know? And I'm going to tell you something else. If they do Manny Pacquiao like they did Keith Thurman, and when he fights Errol Spence, if ain't no drug testing, Manny Pacquiao gonna beat Errol Spence. Yep, he gonna beat Errol Spence. But anyways, just my thoughts on leave thoughts in the comment section. Bruce Van, I'm out.